So in this video, we're going to talk about the two most common foreign reporting forms that can cost you a ton of money if you don't get them done accurately and timely. Okay, because it get very expensive if this isn't right. Unfortunately, over the years of being a tax accountant in New York City for the last 13 years, I've had hundreds of conversations of people who have missed this, and we've done, of course, saved them hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it costs money to do that, and it takes a lot of time, energy, stress, and we'd like to help you get on the right track from the beginning so you don't have to go through that, right? So these forms are referred to as the Fincen 114, the Fincen-114, and the 8938. Now they are pretty redundant, to be honest with you. A lot of the same information goes on both forms, but as of now, they're still both required by the IRS. The reason why they can cost you so much money is because the penalties only just start at $10,000 per account per year, but they maximize at like half the account balance. So if you have $1 million in an account that you didn't declare, that can literally cost you $500,000 in penalties. Okay, so basically what these forms are is they're telling the U.S. government how much cash or stocks or liquid assets you have abroad, how much you don't have in the U.S. And there's many reasons, of course, the U.S. wants to know, not only for tax and income reporting purposes, also for anti-terrorism, anti-money laundering. Fincen is the Financial Crimes Enforcement Unit that, beyond the IRS here. This is talking about, preventing a lot of other criminal activity and protecting us, keeping our country safe and protecting us all. So there's a lot of backstory and a lot of stuff that goes behind these penalties. They want to make sure that they have, as much compliance as possible. So really what it comes down to this. Not only if you own part or all of it, if you are a signer on any type of foreign bank account or foreign security account, you need to report this on a Fincen 114 if you have $10,000 or more combined in foreign assets, and also on a Form 8938 if it's anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 or more, depending on if you're single or married. So again, there's a lot of redundancy, but they are two totally different forms. The Fincen 114 is a completely separate e-file system, but same due dates as the tax return. The 8938 is actually part of the tax return. So, it gets complicated, but at the end of the day, if you start from the right step and you communicate with your accountant on this, your taxpayer, there's no reason why it shouldn't be done right. I remember from day one of me starting my practice, I always had on my organizer, do you have any funds in foreign bank accounts? And if not, even if you're not, are you a signer on an account? Because just by being a signer on the account subjects you to this requirement. Very important to know that. And if you're not sure but you have parents or family or friends abroad that you could potentially have added you to an account as a signer, ask them, communicate with them. Make sure you're not missing something here when you're filing your taxes, because even if you didn't know you were a signer, that doesn't necessarily exempt you from this. So very important conversation to have each and every year, and just make sure the communication with your accountant, CPA, taxpayer is very clear and transparent, and you're not hiding anything from them, because it costs you a lot of money in the long run. So people ask me all the time, can you go to jail if you don't file your taxes on time? Do you have foreign reporting forms on time? And the truth is yes. I mean, there's nothing stopping the government from prosecuting you and potentially subjecting you to prison time if you don't file these foreign reporting forms. Again, the Fincen 114 or 8938, or maybe even the 5471 and 5472. If you don't do them accurately and timely, and you end up having, a lot of stuff a lot of unreported, foreign assets or holdings that they can prove that you willfully knew about and did not decide to tell them, they can definitely prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.